Alright, what's good, man? Let's get into it. So I've been dying to make a football video, man. It's been so long since I made a football video. I think the last football video I did was, I think, the draft and Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, which was, not the best news, but it is what it is. But I know it's not nowhere near football season, but NBA is kind of not popping off. So I say, you know what? Why not? Let's make a football video. But I want to talk about the best quarterback in the league right now, Mr. MVP, Mr. Super Bowl winner, Patrick Mahomes. And why Patrick Mahomes why Patrick Mahomes is the most overhated player in the NFL. And when I say the most overhated player in the NFL, I'm talking about out of all the elite players. So I'm not going to put in, someone who's overhated but is a bum. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So why is Patrick Mahomes so overhated? And the reason why I asked this question, people are going to say, well, he's not overhated. He's not this. He's not that. But here's my question, though. I just have this thought, right? When I talk to people about Patrick Mahomes, when I hear the analysts, when I hear people talk about whether it's fans, whether it's, media, they always say Mahomes is great, but he has this. Mahomes is great, but this, that, and the third. If you want an example of that, I'll give you a few examples. Number one, Andy Reid. Now, Andy Reid is a very good coach, great coach, first ballot Hall of Famer, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I just have a question for everybody who watches football, for everybody who watched football before Patrick Mahomes. I just have one question for you. What was Andy Reid's perception before Patrick Mahomes got there? What was Andy Reid's perception before Patrick Mahomes got there? Because last time I checked, before Patrick Mahomes got there, Andy Reid was looked at as a good coach, but couldn't win the big one. He was a choker in the playoffs. You don't believe me? Go look up Andy Reid's last playoff game without Patrick Mahomes starting. Go look up Andy Reid's last playoff game before Patrick Mahomes was starting. He lost in the first round to the Tennessee Titans. Not the Derrick Henry Titans. Derrick Henry wasn't even there yet. He lost to the Marcus Mariota, washed up Delaney Walker, and washed up DeMarco Murray Tennessee Titans. Do you know how bad that is? And by the way, Andy Reid was at home too and blew a 21-3 lead. The year before that, lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers with a second. He had the second seeding. And people who don't know, before 2020, there used to be 6 seedings, and the first and second seed used to have buys. So, and home field advantage. So, he had home field advantage and a bye versus the Steelers and lost to the Steelers. And I have news for everybody. During that game, the Steelers didn't even throw a touchdown. The Steelers went into Kansas City, the second seeded Kansas City, with home field advantage and beat them kicking field goals. Big Ben didn't throw a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell didn't rush for a touchdown. And do I have to mention all the chances, all the times he blew the lead or blew games in the NFC Championship game back in the early 2000s? Where you hiding? Shout out to my boy, Where You Hiding. Where You Hiding can probably write a long paragraph about how Philly fans hated the fact that this guy would abandon the run even when they were up in the NFC Championship games. Or he will do the dumbest things ever in the NFC Championship games. Or let's talk about the fact that he had Nick Foles for that one good year and lost to Drew Brees at home with the number 1 seed. Drew Brees is horrible on the road in the playoffs. He's 1-5 or 1-6, but that one came from Andy Reid's Philadelphia Eagles that had Deshaun Jackson and Jerry McClain and LaShady McCoy. He had a prime Michael Vick and just done nothing. So my question here is this. For everybody who bigs up Andy Reid to discredit Patrick Mahomes or take a side to take a take a shot at Mahomes. What was Andy Reid doing before Mahomes got there? Do you honestly believe that Alex Smith would have won a Super Bowl? Do you honestly believe that Alex Smith would have won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs? With Andy Reid, with Tyreek Hill, and all of them? And that's a rhetorical question. Anybody who's contemplating that question doesn't know football. I have another thing. I have another reason right here. Josh Allen. I'm going to be doing a video on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills very, very soon. Just need football season to pick back up. But for some reason, the last few years, people have been talking about Josh Allen like he was better than Patrick Mahomes, and I just don't understand it. I don't get it. It's media people talking about how Colin Cowherd and people like that are saying, Josh Allen, he's just he's better than Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes makes mistakes. This, that, and the third. I'm like, have you seen Josh Allen play? Josh Allen's middle name is Mistake. I mean, people sit here and say Josh Allen is better than Mahomes and saying Josh Allen's going to win MVP. I'm still waiting for Josh Allen to win an MVP. Josh Allen is fighting to be the best top 5 quarterback in the league right now. He's not better than Mahomes. He's not better than Burrow. Honestly, I would take Jalen Hurts over him too. I mean, that's just my opinion. Now, once again, I really can't make that statement about Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts needs to prove that he can go deep in the playoffs again. But, I mean, Jalen Hurts, he makes less mistakes than Josh Allen. He has a better worth ethic than Josh Allen. But for some reason, the last 2 to 3 years, people have been overrating Josh Allen to take down Mahomes. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. And now we can see now that he's not even the same. He's not even on the level of Joe Burrow. He's not even on the level of Joe Burrow right now. And honestly, he's not even on the level of Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. But we'll see after next year. But I just find it funny how people always bigged up Josh Allen to take Patrick Mahomes down, whether it's fans, media, whatever the case is. And I want to bring up something else, right? People say, he fell in the right situation. That Patrick Mahomes fell in the right situation. And Patrick Mahomes did fall in the right situation. Patrick Mahomes definitely fell in a good situation. But I just have a question. And this is kind of a rhetorical, but kind of a serious question. And as you see on my screen, I have Deshaun Watson and Mitchell Trubisky right here. If the Kansas City Chiefs were to take Mitchell Trubisky or Deshaun Watson in that 2016, 2017 draft, whatever draft it was, do they win? Do they go to the Super Bowl? Do they have the success that Patrick Mahomes has? Either Deshaun or Mitchell Trubisky? I mean, Trubisky's a bum. Trubisky is trash. The last time I seen Trubisky, he was a backup to Josh Allen. Is Trubisky still even in the league right now? He should be somewhere in the CFL, someone's offensive equipment coordinator right now. Trubisky is trash. He was trash with the Bears. I mean, Bears fans will tell you how trash he is. He's garbage. And as it goes for Deshaun, and anybody who knows me, I love Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, one of my favorite college players, and it hurts me to say that as a Florida State fan, but as a guilty pleasure, I love Deshaun Watson as a Clemson fan, as a Florida State fan. But at the same time, let's be for real. Deshaun Watson hasn't done anything. At least in the playoffs. I mean, Deshaun Watson had a good three-year stretch, but in the playoffs, he lost to Andrew Luck, and then the next year he beat, ironically, Josh Allen, who couldn't even throw a forward pass, and then lost to Patrick Mahomes. And keep in mind, the Texans lost to the Chiefs, and the Texans were up like 24-0. And the Chiefs took the lead in the second quarter alone due to Patrick Mahomes. So are we really sure Deshaun Watson, even in his prime, I still think he's still in his prime, but we don't know yet. But even back then, before all the stuff happened, are we sure Deshaun would have done what Patrick Mahomes has done? And I said all that to say this. Patrick Mahomes is the reason why the Kansas City Chiefs are winning. And Patrick Mahomes gets overhated because let's be for real. He's the next Tom Brady. He's the next guy to hate. I mean, I always knew this. Ever since he won his second Super Bowl, people were always going to hate on him. I mean, because once again, people need a bad guy to root for. And listen, I get it. Sports is entertainment. I get, you need someone to root against. I get it. I understand it. But to sit here and say that, Andy Reid's the success. To sit here and say the last few years Josh Allen was better than him, and to honestly sit and once again, would Andy Reid win if Alex Smith was the quarterback? I think we all know the answer. Patrick Mahomes is overhated. People overhate it. I get it. I understand it. But guess what, people? He's here to stay. He's the best quarterback in the league right now. Deal with it. Suck it up. And, hey, put your money on the Chiefs next year. That's all I got to say. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? That's why I think Patrick Mahomes is overhated. Those are the reasons why. People will take shots. All the people that I just named take shots at him. And yeah, man. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? What's your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? Just waiting for football season, do more football content. And yeah, man. RJ out.